Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Epic game last night between the Lakers and the Suns. Kobe was doing his thing, Channing Frye had a career night, Nash is throwing dimes. But there's one player on the Suns that's single-handedly responsible for taking that game away from them. And he's left a trail of bad basketball in his wake wherever he's gone in the league. In fact, I think he's responsible for Dean Smith retiring. And that guy is Vince Carter. Let's start out by looking at Vince Carter's three-point misses. He went 2 for 13 from the three-point range in this game, and as far as I'm concerned, nobody should ever be allowed to miss double-digit three-pointers in a game, ever. It's against the basketball laws, in my opinion. Some of these were at the end of quarters or when the shot clock went down, and not one of them was offensive rebounded by his own team. He tries to go to the basket, but has no real move off 1 foot, switching hands against Gasol. Forget about it. And let's face it, he's not the old Vince Carter. He can't even blow by Pau Gasol, and when he tries to pull up, it's off 1 foot, fadeaway balance. It doesn't even look like a real shot. And out of the offense, he tries to go to the basket and pull up, but charges on a good call. On defense, watch how he lets Ron Artest get positioned under the basket, and then he raises his hand like, oh, it's my fault. On defense, he's standing straight up. He's not in his stance. Goes on the wrong side on this cut by Artest and doesn't challenge the reverse layup. Here you'll see him help out on defense on Kobe nicely, but doesn't finish the play. Doesn't get back. He starts walking to get Artest and has to foul when they make a nice pass to him. Terrible. And as soon as they take him out down 21, Nash finally gets going with Fisher going underneath the screen. Here, there's no extra hedge by Gasol, and he gets another wide open three. And finally, again, Gasol doesn't come up to help, and Nash gets another wide open three. Shannon Brown doesn't help the cause by playing nice weak side defense until the part where he fouls the three-point shooter. In case you were wondering, there it is, boom. Here's an interesting wrinkle. Kobe's in the post, and they go to the fourth option to the corner, which requires him to screen for the ball. He posts up, and then Blake hits the three. Alvin Gentry should know from the playoffs last year that when Kobe brings the ball up past half court, he's just going to shoot it. They don't double team, they don't run at him, and he gets the bucket. Here's a curious thing. At 5.5-minute mark of the fourth quarter, Nash finally gets back in the game, only to give the ball to your friend and mine, Vince Carter, who promptly travels with the ball looking like a high schooler. The Lakers execute the triangle by getting Kobe the ball in the pinch post. They have good spacing. It's hard to double team him there because he'll see it coming. They do it straight one-on-one, and Dudley gets blown by and he pulls up for a jump shot. Here's the value of having Derek Fisher on your team. He has to switch on Frye, but when Nash brings it over to the other side, he's going to step in there and take that pass away and get a steal. Here's another annoying play by Kobe Bryant. With 20 seconds to go on the shot clock, he stands in the corner for just about 10 seconds, doesn't do anything with it, and then just throws up a shot. Doesn't get back on defense because he's complaining about a no foul called, and as a result, the defense has shifted and nobody's guarding who they're supposed to be, meaning Gasol's got to try and guard Nash one-on-one. However, they get lucky because Hill misses the open shot. Lest you think we forgot about our friend Vince Carter, watch his weak side defense. You'll see Channing Frye call it out to guard Lamar Odom. When the ball comes to him, he doesn't step over, doesn't even make an attempt to try and stop the ball, and Lamar gets a layup. Lamar is more than happy to get that layup against him, and Alvin Gentry must be wondering, what the heck is Vince Carter doing on my team? Normally, the Lakers like to not hedge on screens going toward the sideline, but because it's so high above the three-point line when it's set, there's way too much room for the roll and for Nash to do a pinpoint pass to Gortat for the layup. Up by 7 with 2:44 to go, Kobe goes into Mamba mode, where he ain't gonna pass the ball, he ain't gonna run any kind of offense, and against Grant Hill, who's one of the best defenders in the league, it ain't gonna look too pretty. So he tries to go 1-on-5 into the lane and doesn't get the ball over the rim. Oh yeah, and did I mention that Pau Gasol does not hedge very well at all? When people ask what I expect from Kobe in the offense, this is it. They screen down, let him curl around, and he gets a wide open little jump shot. If he ran things like this, he'd shoot 65%. They run the same play, but Phoenix plays it even better with Gortat stepping up to get in the way and gum up the works. So So Kobe rolls around, gets the ball in the mid-post to high-post area, and tries to go to work. Grant Hill is really playing good defense, leaving Fisher out to dry, almost traveling and then throwing up a bad shot in the lane. Down 3, there's plenty of time, and you'd think they'd go 2 for 1, with Nash creating a shot. Instead, they get it to Vince Carter, who dribbles all the way around the perimeter and throws up a god-awful shot. Luckily for the Suns, it's a long rebound, and when Vince Carter gets it again, he makes the right play and gets it to Hill, who hits a three-pointer in the corner to tie. The Suns are in perfect position here, tie game. They're going to get the ball back with plenty of time. Kobe's in full Mamba mode, so Channing Frye comes over to pretty much shadow him wherever he goes to the basket. Kobe still goes to the basket, everybody slides in. You see it? Yeah, Ron Artest wide open, but Kobe doesn't make that play and throws up a shot that misses. So because of the Lakers' bad offensive possession before, the Suns are now in position to win the game. Nash doesn't wait for Gortat's first screen, and so Fisher can slip in there, but watch a great screen set by Channing Frye, who's then wide open. But Nash doesn't see him, and he goes the wrong direction, leaving Vince Carter to miss his 9th three-pointer of the game. Now that they're in overtime, Phil Jackson must have forgotten to tell Kobe to turn Mamba mode off as he continually goes to the basket 1-on-5, and it doesn't turn out so well for him on this possession. Meanwhile, the Suns are very clever with their offense. Gortat and Frye double screen, and then Frye re-screens, getting Nash to the basket, and Gortat gets open for the dish. On the screen and roll, the Suns get what they think they want, which is Derek Fisher guarding Channing Frye. Frye goes to the post, but he doesn't know what the hell to do down there, as evidenced when Fisher steals the ball from him pretty easily. After a Laker 3, this could be a bad omen for out-of-bounds plays, as Nash goes way too early and has to fight for the ball out of bounds. At this point, they have lots of time, don't need a 3, yet Nash will take a screen and just fire up the 3 anyway. That's not really open. However, the Lakers are going to take way too long bringing the ball up the court. They never even get into an offensive set until there's almost no time left on the shot clock. And when they get the shot, it's hurried, it's rushed, even though it might look like a good shot at the rim. It ends up not being good offense and is going to contribute to the Lakers extending this game into another overtime. Watch Gasol guarding Channing Frye, who's having a career night. He doesn't come out on it and lets him have a wide open 3. Then he's bad at pursuing the offensive rebound, and Lamar Odom does the boneheaded play of fouling him while he's shooting a 3-point shot. The idea isn't bad. You want to foul him before he can shoot a 3-point shot, but this happened to me once before, so I don't do it anymore. I simply say play defense. I feel like I should show something good from Vince Carter, so here he comes around, gets a switch, and then floats the ball in over Gasol. At this point, the players are exhausted as Kobe's going to just lose the ball. He's probably so tired he can barely handle it anymore. Tie game with lots of time left, and Vince Carter is going to burp up a shot from the wrong angle anyway. He should be higher, and that ball doesn't get anywhere near going in. Up 2, Kobe has a chance to really extend this lead.
Of MVP, Ryan at the strike.
But he chokes on the first one. After a bad hedge by Gasol, he's forced to switch off on Nash again, and here Nash is going to do his patented bring the big guy in, step back, nail a jumper. Crucial possession, Phoenix down by 1, and Lamar Odom is going to do an awesome double team hedge off of the screen and roll. Nash somehow gets the ball out. I can't believe it. I know Odom's tired, but he should have gone right to Frye to take away that 3. Of course, Kobe tries to go one-on-one again now that they're down by 2 and cannot get a good shot off. And after a wild Nash layup attempt, somehow they come right down the court, and Kobe, I have no idea how he saves that one in bounds, and Gasol gets fouled. A little bit of a home cooking here. You'll see Kobe land when he's still touching the ball. Tough one, though, in real time. But I'm not so sure I see a foul here when Gasol goes up for the shot, particularly because it's at the end of the game and referees normally don't call much down there. Sideline out of bounds, chance to win for the Phoenix Suns, and watch Dudley do a look-away pass. Terrible pass, and Grant Hill didn't quite come out high enough anyway to catch the ball, and they don't get a shot off. At this point, it's pretty clear Nash is worn out. Turns the ball over here on a reach by Artest, and shoots an air ball from an open 3. Kobe finally finds the range on his one-on-one forays by pulling up for a really tough three-point shot. And again, Nash is losing his composure as he goes to his right and just kind of falls down. Artest gets that steal and dunks it on him. Again, they get a switch in the pick and roll, Fisher guarding Frye in the post, and again, Frye's just going to turn the ball over. It's not his spot on the floor. Sorry, Suns. Watch Vince Carter go for the Artest fake and then not even get a hand up on this shot that he makes, which almost ices the game. The Suns run a nice out-of-bounds play here. Watch Channing Frye look like he's going to down screen, but then instead get the screen himself, step back, and hit a nice three-pointer. Up by 2, Kobe is intent on going one-on-one again to try and ice this game under a minute. However, Chris Dudley is scrappy, keeps his position, makes Kobe work, and ultimately, Kobe takes a difficult fadeaway shot that misses. Here's an interesting scenario. The Phoenix Suns are down by 2 and can go for a 2-for-1 if they were to attack quickly. However, it takes them too long to get on the same page. And when they skip past to Vince Carter, he still has 7 seconds to go on the shot clock. Does not have to shoot the 3 here. Instead, it's his 11th three-point miss of the game. Now, 22 seconds are left. You're down by 2. You have to foul. But the Phoenix Suns don't, and they let Kobe get all the way down and shoot this. I'd hate to imagine what it would look like if Kobe had missed that shot. It was a really bad idea, in my opinion. And had he missed it, the Phoenix Suns would have had the ball back in their possession to tie, and he wouldn't be looking like this. But he made it. So there you have it, sports fans. No doubt those last couple overtimes took its toll, and guys were just exhausted, and it was difficult to make plays on either end of the floor. They're at home, so the Lakers had a nice advantage there with the crowd picking them up, and they got a call or two that really helped them. The Suns don't look like they're going to make the playoffs. It's going to be a really tough push, and they've got a difficult schedule. We'll see. It would be nice to see Steve Nash perhaps go out with a winning note. But that said, the Lakers are gritty. They're getting themselves in position to play the playoffs, and I'm not so sure there's anybody in the West who can take them out. Stay tuned for lots more B-Ball Breakdown. We're going to do an NCAA game from this weekend, at least one, if 2 or 3, depending how good they are. And continue to follow us. Make sure you watch us on Twitter because we have a great conversation going there. And don't forget, at B-Ball Breakdown, it's not a channel, it's a conversation.